Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're all here. For today's video we're going to be looking at a message from your inner child. So I've got 4 options for you today to choose from, and I'll go ahead and show you those now.
Okay, so here are the 4 piles I have for you today. Starting off with option number 1, we have Amethyst. Next with option number 2, we have Aragonite. Option number 3, we have Howlite. And for option number 4, we have green Aventurine. So I want you now to take a deep breath in and out and ask yourself which of these crystals has a message from your inner child. And I will see that you're reading.
Hi, option number 1, those of you who chose the Amethyst here, welcome to your reading. I have got oracle cards for you, but we shall look at those later, as I like to do. And let's start off with some tarot. I'm using the Lightseers tarot deck right now. So I'm going to do the shuffle on camera. I might speed it up a bit actually, because you can't actually really see me shuffle because of the position of the camera today, but yes. I'm not really quite sure what's going to come out today, because I'm leaving it quite open. Message from your inner child, it could be anything, but let's see what your inner child has to tell you. First card out, we have Justice. You heard right and wrong. You have the Chariot reversed. Ace of Pentacles reversed. King of Swords also fell out. So I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to use the same deck to get some clarifiers straight away actually. Clarify the King of Swords please. Gosh, these are falling everywhere. So anyway, I find these cards so slippery. Yep, okay, that just flung out again and I put it back, so the Three of Swords definitely here. So you guys might be thinking about or reflecting on a past situation. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles reverse, please. We have the World card. This was in reverse. So again, although they want me to look at it upright. We have the King of Pentacles that just came out here. You also might be having concerns over your finances and career. For the Chariot reverse, Strength card. You have a lot of major arcana out here, and a lot of kind of significant energy, I would say. Where's Justice? Clarify that please for the message from the inner child. And even the Star card, another major arcana. Come out in reverse. And you have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to say it like this first, because I'm not feeling like this is the message from your inner child in particular, but I feel like maybe right now you've been feeling like there is maybe some kind of injustice or lack of balance when it comes to achieving your dreams, particularly in like your career. You may also feel like there was some kind of loss or heartbreak that is holding you back from achieving what it is that you want to achieve, or moving forwards towards your goals and your dreams. You may feel like you're lacking quite a bit of clarity on... Oh god, I'm getting the worst headache. Ow. Oh, goodness me. That just came out of nowhere. and now it's gone. Okay, that was strange. A lack of clarity in which direction it is that you want to take. I've had this strength. The High Priestess in reverse now. Yeah, so I feel like you guys are trying to tune into maybe like your higher wisdom, especially if you're into like maybe tarot. Well, you're on this video, so you know, but like if you actually do tarot, if you actually try to connect with guides, or you do like other techniques where you kind of like feel or receive kind of channeled messages and stuff like that, I feel like you guys are trying to tune into that in a way, but you might feel a little bit blocked in terms of like what direction you feel is best for you to take next, and you're just trying to stay motivated, you're trying to stay strong. And I feel like that actually a message is from your inner child, like, you know, keep going, keep being patient, keep focusing on the positives. I feel like your inner child is wanting you to think about, or wanting you to tune into that duality within you, the one that has that kind of, you know, who's very brave, who's very resilient, who is a leader, who is someone who's very determined, and then the side of you that's kind of patient, maybe a bit more quiet, basically what I'm kind of seeing is like Libra and Aquarius, sorry, not Aquarius, Libra and Aries axis, even though Aquarius came out there twice in my head. So some of you guys could either be Aquarians, how do I say that, Aquarians? Some of you guys could have Aquarius placements, or 11th house transits, or be dealing with an Aquarius as well, just as a side note there. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing that Libra Aquarius, oh for goodness sake, a Libra Aries axis here, and it's that kind of idea of the swan and how on top it looks like everything, it's not like, you know, putting in hard work, like you can't see how the swan is, I've used this example before, but you can't see how the swan is like paddling and, you know, just trying to stay afloat, basically trying to stay afloat, trying to survive. So it's like your inner child is reminding you to tune into or acknowledge that duality within you, because it's like both of those things together is really going to help you progress, and it's going to help you kind of navigate these kind of experiences, this time period that you feel a bit unsure about. Why the World card and the Ace of Pentacles? And the Hermit card, that was the wrong way in the deck. So another major arcana. So we're really a lot happening for you guys right now, a lot that you are experiencing. I feel like something's just flipped. So there's the Knight of Pentacles coming out here. So it may feel like you're progressing quite slowly, but I just heard slow and steady wins the race. So your inner child is trying to remind you through this message that, like, you know, even if it feels like what you're building or your movement is really slow, it's also very stable at the same time, because the thing with Pentacles are that they're a lot harder to destroy, break down. It's a bit like I'm seeing the story of the three pigs and how, like, you know, one was made of brick, one was made of sticks, one was made of something else, and one was made of bricks, and how when the wolf came to blow down, blow you down, no, I'm joking. When the wolf came to blow down the house made of bricks, it, you know, the wolf was basically defeated. So it's like bricks take a lot longer to build. A house made of bricks takes a lot longer to build, but it's also a lot more stable, it's a lot more secure, and it lasts a lot longer, and it's a lot harder to be broken down by, let's say, negative people, outsiders, intruders, you know, like just bad things happening in the environment. And I mean that literally and metaphorically in a way, because like, yeah, okay, a house is literally harder to break down if it's made out of bricks, for example, houses in the UK versus houses in US. But I also mean that more so like, say, people who come and want to bring negativity to you could be going through a moment now where you're really trying to look at your thinking patterns and how they're affecting you, and as you kind of heal those, when you get to the stage that you want to get at, when you advance in life, it's like people won't be able to trigger you using those negative patterns because you've dealt with that, because you can look at yourself and be like, that doesn't affect me anymore. So those people won't be able to blow down your brick house, you know. Speaking of that, 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is, to me, especially in this deck, is always about people coming at you with their opinions, with their own ideas, with saying that, you know, and you trying to tune into what you want and what you and the person in the bubble at least is trying to tune in to their own thoughts and ideas. So basically exactly what I was saying, just clarified there with the bottom of the deck energy, which is quite funny, and it was in reverse. So yeah, it's like you're not listening to, or you'll get to a point where you're not listening to everyone else, but you can finally listen to your own voice and really trust that. 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. Warrior here is really important because I feel like you guys are kind of in this kind of environment, or this stage of life where you're kind of being wounded in a way, where you're really learning to pick yourself up after each kind of blow, again, physically or metaphorically. Hopefully not physically actually, but more so metaphorically, like each kind of blow. Maybe someone in your life is really criticizing you. King of Swords, Three of Swords energy here. Someone in your life is trying to push their own ideas on you. It could be anything, but it's like this is you trying to, this period of time is for you to learn to trust your own wisdom and your own ideas, and almost learn to rely on yourself. It's a time to really become quite resilient. Again, it's literally just kind of saying again, like, yes, you're on the right track. I said that wrong. I don't know why I can't talk properly today. What I meant to say is the tarot is literally just reaffirming the things that I'm saying, in terms of like, you've just had the 9 of Pentacles come out here, which again is about building that independence, building that financial independence as well, not having anyone else or anything else to rely on, because you've built that on your own. You're so fruitful now, like very, very abundant, and this is the journey or the stages you need to get through in order to experience this level of independence. I'm also hearing self-worth, high level of self-worth, and financial, material abundance, material wealth. Tell me about the King of Swords and Three of Swords energy. So we have the 5 of Cups reversed. So I do see that your work is really tied to your emotions. You might work in a field where you have to give a lot of yourself emotionally. Maybe you are a healer, you're helping people, maybe you're talking about your own experiences, particularly when it comes to maybe like relationships or love. You could become some kind of counselor, anything like that. And I'm hearing a message of like, it's important for you to experience a range of emotions. Here on the 8 of Pentacles, which is something I've never realized, but these pentacles at the top look like moon phases. And particularly if you are again into spirituality and stuff like that, you kind of come to a point where you can kind of attune your different moods to what the moon is doing, because the moon is about emotions as well, and the moon somehow affects us anyway in our day-to-day lives. It affects our productivity, it affects what we choose to focus our energy on, it affects our mood. So even if you guys are not in a career where you are maybe more spiritual based, as in like, or mysticism or occultism, different words, whatever, all the different isms, maybe it's something that you're considering right now as well. You're considering a career that is more aligned with your emotionality, more aligned with your ability to give and to love. And there is stability available for you here. You can become this Queen of Pentacles. You actually have the Queen and the King of Pentacles here. So let me just see this message here for, we have the King of Swords, Three of Swords, Five of Cups reversed. So again, thinking about losses, thinking about experiences that have maybe made you feel quite abandoned, or quite lonely in the process. Energy over here, please. So we have the Sun card coming out here and the Page of Cups in reverse. So I do think you're going to be moving the sun, the brightness of this compared to these, if you see this. Like, you're definitely going to be coming out of a very dark kind of period in your life. And again, if you've experienced those losses, those heartbreaks, those real just emotional emotional baggage, things that have really just chipped away at you emotionally, let's say that. I think you're going to be coming into this new kind of lease of life as you heal those wounds, as you, it's like a re-flourishing flower. It's almost like springtime. Springtime could actually be quite important for you guys. I know we're in spring right now, but we haven't entered summer just yet, so there could be something coming for you in spring, because I do see how this, I don't know how well it's going to focus, but this sun image on this card is like a flower. I'm also hearing chakras as well, so you might want to think about your, I want to say solar plexus, also maybe your sacral as well, but that tuning into that kind of creativity that you have. Yeah, and also you see how there's only one person on the sun card. It's like they realize they are the light. They can combat all this darkness because I'm hearing the phrase like, I myself am the light. You don't need anyone else, you don't need anything else, because you can defeat the darkness on your own. And everyone is just really a reflection of ourselves. So of course, in a way, I'm going to confuse myself by saying this, but if everyone is a reflection of yourself, then of course you are the only one who can defeat the darkness, because if you see, or if other people are bringing darkness to you, then there must be some kind of thing being mirrored to you in that. I hope that makes sense. Let me see. What I'm trying to say is, like, you're the only one who can defeat the darkness. I'm saying this very light. You're the only one who can defeat the darkness, because if you see darkness in others, because they are mirrors, you also, oh my god, okay, I'm really confusing it. You're both dark and light. Everyone is. Everyone has both darkness and lightness. So if everyone else is a mirror of you, then you're the only one who can defeat that darkness. That's the best way I can say it, because I don't know how else to say it. It makes sense to me, so let me know if that made sense to you. Okay, let's move on to your oracle cards and see if we can get some more clarity from your inner child message. I feel like it's just kind of like a message of like your inner child's like, yeah, we've been through a lot, we've done a lot, and we've come a long way, and there's still a bit more of a way to come, but let's just not give up right now. Like, we are very resilient. So you have the goddess Skuld, which is the future, and you also have Sarawati mastery. And then you have the cards, give yourself much more credit. A stranger than strange preponderance to ponder. Those in great relationships aren't always those who are good at relationships, and those in challenging relationships aren't always those who are bad at relationships. Oh, see, wow, even though I use preponderance inequitably, this one is really good. Please ponder the universe. And you are adored. Don't be fooled by players, and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you, and I know everyone. Precious, the universe. I'm going to start here because that kind of stood out to me, which was give yourself much more credit, which, as I was just saying, your inner child is like, we might have a little bit more way to go, but look how far we've come, look how much we've done. And also this, those in challenging relationships aren't always those who are bad at relationships. So again, changing that kind of narrative that you might have about past experiences that have happened to you, and kind of readjusting them to empower you opposed to disempower you. Like, you could rather saying like, wow, no one loves me, like, wow, I really got to learn all these things from these people. I really got to grow my mindset and grow myself, and I really had I was given this opportunity to change the way I think about love and relationships, and recognize that I'm worthy of these things. And if you're not really in a place where, you know, you've kind of got to the point where you can kind of do that, then don't force yourself to do that. Like, you do need to go through those kind of and that anger and that, why did this person do this to me? But then you kind of move past it and you're like, okay, they didn't do this to me, if I'm thinking about life in a more spiritual sense, because I'm just having an experience. So, and also if you think about it in the way where you're like, I chose to kind of have this experience, I chose to, as in my soul chose to have this experience, then my soul knows I can handle this. I know I can handle this. If my soul thinks I can handle this, then I must be able to handle this, and I must be learning something from this that will help me have a better experience overall in the future, which we actually do have the future card here. So you guys might be looking ahead right now, and maybe you can't really see your future maybe as clearly as you once did, or you just feel like your future is a bit up in the air at the moment. And before I finish that, I just want to say that you guys are mastering something, and that mastery could be relationships, that mastery could be whatever career you've chosen, and it takes time, much like the moon phases. The Fane goes from the new moon all the way to the full moon, and within those two kind of significant stages, we actually have an eclipse coming up, I think, as well. So that could be an important time for something happening or shifting in your life. If you've heard messages about that, maybe this is confirmation for you. I'm not sure when that eclipse is. I have not been up to date on these things recently, but yeah, in between those two kind of significant new moon and the full moon phases, there's a lot of mini phases, a lot of mini things happening. And with mastery, you have to go through these little bumps, these challenges, because you don't just wake up a master at something. Even the little child prodigies, they still have to work on their craft consistently. They still might have to go through no's and rejections. Sorry, I'm saying so many different things at once, my brain. But what I'm trying to say is the people who have the most accolades in their field are probably the people, and usually are the people, who have been through the most adversity or have faced the most rejection, or have literally spent blood, sweat and tears to get to the point that they want to do. Like, think about it. I just have Beyonce in my head, and how we always look at her like, wow, she's such an amazing dancer, singer, and how she's improved and literally become the best of the best. But I imagine her at my age or younger, in her teens and early 20s, where she was really working. I'm not saying you have to work yourself to the bone, but there must have been times in her life at those points where she was really thinking like, is this really what I want to do? And it's like her love for what she did would carry her through those really difficult times where her body was probably aching her, where her mind was telling her that I want to stop this right now, but her soul kept pushing through. We got there in the end. Something inspirational at the end there. Goodness me. It's funny with this card, You're Adored, where it says don't be fooled by the players and don't be fooled by yourself. And where I was kind of talking about the mirroring, don't be fooled by the players, which you might assume, we might call the people who have the F boys, F girls, whatever, players. Oh, they're such a player, they whatever they do. But also with people being mirrored, is like, that part of that person was also a part of you in a way, in a kind of mirroring sense. And it's like, don't be fooled by yourself either. Don't be fooled by this projection of yourself, of your fears, because there is no one more lovable nor loved than you. And that self-worth message of the Nine of Pentacles, and you know, using these examples of people to rebuild and extend beyond, build that brick house of self-worth and self-love. Okay, so with this future card, your inner child wants to remind you of, and the Strength card is coming to my mind, wants to remind you of remaining present. Yes, the future is created in the present moment. It cannot be created anywhere else, because it doesn't actually exist until you get there. And even then, when you get there, it's then the present, right? Like, there is no future, because it's just going to be the present. So everything you're experiencing now is, by that logic, everything you're experiencing now is going to be impactful in your future. So the only way to really kind of take control of the future that you want is by taking control of the present, or by being present in the moment, present in the now. I will read the mastery message, because it was an alignment message. It says, the goddess Sarawati reminds you that there are no shortcuts on this journey, and partial knowledge does not make you a master. In fact, your alignment task is to stop working in a scattered way. It's time for some deep diving into a subject of your inquiry to really get the command of the terrain. Offer the commitment of your time and energy, and you will feel the surge of power as you move into a more masterful role in all areas of your life. Stick with it, keep learning, and keep practicing your craft and your heart commitment, your meditation, and your self-expression. Stay present to it all, and you will be glad you did. Again, that message of being present, in you coming into this level of mastery, with that Eight of Pentacles there, which is about being dedicated, really putting work and time into your craft, the thing that you love to do, which takes time to build. So let's just pull some self-care messages from your inner child, and we'll finish there. So can we get some self-care messages from the inner child, please? And with this inner child, self-care message. Some self-care messages from this inner child. Okay, so you guys have rest. So you need more rest in your life. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're just feeling like, oh, I really need to take a nap right now, and you're able to do so, and not, I don't mean able to do so like, but I could be working on that thing. I mean able to do so like you're not actually at work right now. Then definitely do take a nap, because your body needs to rest, and a lot of the healing happens literally physiologically. A lot of healing happens when you are in a period of like good rest. So yes, also create art. I feel like a lot of you guys are very creative people, so create art in any way that feels good to you, basically. Particularly if you love drawing, painting, that type of thing, like literally just getting messy with it and not really focusing too much on the outcome, but just enjoying the process, being present in that. And then we also do have here sound healing. So listening to sound, I was about to say call them sound waves, what they called, frequencies and stuff like that. There's a lot on YouTube, honestly, if you haven't listened to them already. And you can also put in like what kind of mood you want to invoke. There's like positivity, meditation sounds. There's loads of different sounds. There's loads of them. So definitely using those to help with your vibration. It could also help improve maybe your vibrations, so that you can attract more easily the things that you want to attract. Right, so that is everything that I have for you guys. Those who chose Amethyst, thank you so much for coming to this reading. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you thought. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hi there, option number 2, those of you who chose the Aragonite here, welcome to your reading. So I've already picked some oracle cards for you, but we'll look at those a little bit later on. And I want to start with the Rider-Waite for you guys and see the message that we have from your inner child. Okay. Message from some child. So right now you have the Tower card come out here. Ace of Wands, King of Pentacles reversed. Sorry, I showed you that very quickly. There we go. Some of you guys might be earth signs, have earth placements. Some of you guys might be wearing a darker colour right now, like navy or something. That colour's really standing out to me. I'm going to get some clarifiers at the same time actually. Clarify the Tower card here please, Aragonite. Ooh, interesting. 4 of Wands. We have a lot of fire energy here for you guys. Some of you guys could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be a lot of disruption happening in your home life, or it could have happened when you were younger, like actually from your inner child. Your message feels a lot more like it's coming from your inner child, like their direct experiences, compared to option number 1, which was kind of more so what was happening in their life now. So you guys might be thinking about, we also do have Mercury retrograde coming up, so that kind of gives us a lot of time for reflection, I feel like. So you might have had a lot of disruption in your home life when you were younger. That is the Ace of Wands. So clarify that please. So we do have the 4 of Swords here. Yeah, this might be, I'm feeling very much like you guys need, or you're entering a period of healing. I play the King of Pentacles in reverse. There might not be a lot going on with you guys, maybe like externally and like career wise and stuff like that. Like maybe you're not having a lot of movement there right now, because your body or your mind or your soul, whatever, is trying to redirect your energy to like focus on this kind of area of life at this time. Can I have a King of Pentacles reversed, please? Oh, also the Emperor reversed. Double masculine energy reversed. That could also be something you guys are healing. Reflecting on like masculine authorities. That could be like a father figure or something, or your dad, a father figure or a father. Why was I so awkward saying that? a father figure or authorities in your life, maybe at school, work. Could be also at work as well, like maybe you're butting heads with like work, right, what authorities in your workplace right now, because it's kind of reflecting or mirroring to you where this happened previously in your like younger years, depending on how old you are. I don't know how old you are, but previously, I feel like. You also have the Lovers at the end of the bottom of the deck as well. So I feel like relationships are a big kind of being highlighted to you right now. Clarify Temperance, please. Why is Temperance here for message from the inner child? And the Magician, which tried to come out earlier. Magician in reverse. I'm hearing the word like tools, so I feel like this, by going through this healing period, it's trying to give you the tools you need to become a really like powerful, strong manifester. In order for you to get what it is that you want, like everything you want. The Magician has learnt the skills from the Pentacles, from the Cups, from the Swords, and from the Wands. It's learnt all the skills, and that's why it's able to kind of like do this kind of alchemy, because it can put everything together. So, and funnily enough, you do have all the, as I'm looking down, I'm seeing all of the suits here as well. You have the Ace of Wands, you have Swords here, you have Cups in the, I was thinking you don't have any cups, but there's cups in this Temperance card here, flowing between each other. Some of you guys could have Aquarius placements as well, actually, because that's reminding me of like how Aquarius is symbolized as like the water bearer. And Aquarius, almost, as I think of it as a water bearer, it kind of helps direct emotions in a way. It doesn't necessarily feel them, it doesn't necessarily become affected too much by them, but it's, I'm not saying like they're emotionless, because that is definitely not the case, but I feel like they're good at channeling them in a productive way, because being a water bearer, you kind of hold emotions opposed to letting it all spill out. Maybe in like, if we see the, okay, well, if the Ace of Cups comes out, I'll show you, but and rather than letting it all spill out, it kind of contains it somewhere, it keeps it in containment. So that could be something that you guys also struggle with, kind of allowing your emotions to come out a bit more. Let's continue. Let's see what else, what other messages. Clarify this Tower. So again, more wand energy. Page of Wands. Wands is about passion, it's about ideas. One thing I'm seeing here is, I've noticed it before, but in this Magician card, the wand almost looks like it's been snapped. You see this black line in that like white, sorry, in the yellow wand stick there, like this black line between it is almost just like been snapped and reformed in a way. Bear with me, I feel like the message is slowly coming, but I haven't quite put it together yet. I almost feel like you guys have mastered the wand energy, at least. Maybe you go on initial energy, I want to say, why do I want to say vibes? Let's continue this. Let's continue. Tell me more about your message from that inner child, please. So we have the World card reversed and the Page of Swords reversed. So maybe you guys don't think, in the past at least, or whatever, you guys haven't thought things through 100%, because like I'm saying, wands can be quite impulsive sometimes, because it's kind of just going off that initial like spark, that energy that kind of ignites within you, and then you get started with something and you don't complete it because you haven't really thought about maybe more practically, basically using the other suits, like the swords, the pentacles, the cups. You haven't like tapped into those other areas of wisdom in order to make a more effective choice. So that's why I feel like in the Magician card, I'm almost seeing it as if like you've overused the wand energy, you've overused this kind of spark, this passion kind of energy, and you've neglected the rest of them. And that's why maybe things that you want, or you are trying to manifest, they fall through a lot because you haven't got the other energies to back you up. Tell me more about the signature message for Aragonite, please. The Star card, which talks again about manifestations. It's also Aquarius energy there. Manifestations, hopes, dreams, wishes. Finally, you have that water bearer image coming through again. Now I think about it, as I talk about a water bearer not necessarily touching the water in terms of like, you know, being in touch with the emotion, but in both the Temperance and the Star card, they, even though the Star card doesn't look like it, they're actually, their one foot is in the water. They are connected to the emotions as well. It's just almost like they know how to control it. And sometimes with more masculine people, more masculine energies, they can kind of feel like emotions are uncontrollable, you know, they're not reliable. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can't make decisions off of emotions because they're unreliable, they're not consistent. But passion, drive is also emotion, excitement is also an emotion, so, or a feeling at least. So if you're making decisions based off those, then you are kind of tapping into your emotions. You're just not directing them, or you're not reflecting upon them in the best way. I'm excited to see what your oracle cards are, but let me just continue with the tarot because I feel like we're not quite there yet. Not quite there. Tell me what this message from Aragonite. Oh, come on. Okay, let's reshuffle that. King of Cups. Again, masculine energy, so you guys might identify more as masculines. King of Swords. Now you've got 3 kings out here. And which 3 kings do you have? The 3 that I said you were kind of missing, you weren't paying attention to. You have the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the King of Swords now. As well as the High Priestess, which has that higher wisdom, which has that spiritual insight. To be wise is to understand the value of different types of knowledge. For example, spiritual wisdom, things that you cannot see, you cannot control. Because even with manifestations, even if you are putting out into the universe what it is that you want, even if you're writing down a list of the things that you want, or you're creating a vision board, you still have divine timing. You still have lessons that you need to learn that are out of your control in a way. So again, hidden wisdom, hidden insights that maybe you can't see straight away. What I'm trying to say is, if all these kings only focus on the thing that they have, if they rely solely on the thing that they're best at, which is fine to use the things that you're work to your strengths, but if they only do that, then they will somehow in some way be lacking. I think that's why you have the Emperor here in reverse, because the Emperor is very much so like the major arcana of like the big daddy. It's almost like all the kings wrapped up in one, you get the Emperor. Much like all the queens wrapped up in one, you get the Empress. So I feel like that's why that came out there in reverse as well. It's like, in order to get to that big role, like, you don't just want to be a king, you want to be an emperor. So in order to get to that emperor status, you need to learn all of the journeys of the kings. You also have the 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles come out here as well. The 6 of Pentacles is reminding me of the message a little bit from Game of Thrones, but like also kind of more Vedic astrology, where the lesson of the 6th and the 12th house is to serve. And the thing with the 6th and the 6th and the 12th house is it's about enemies, hidden enemies, and also enemies known to us in a way. I think so anyway. And it's like with Vedic astrology, a lot of the time, well, with Vedic astrology more so, there's a lot of messages about if you do, you should be doing this to counteract this. So for example, they say a lot of the time about serving in order to counteract maybe the malefic effects of certain placements or certain areas of your life. And in Game of Thrones, just because I've been watching it recently, those who ascended to the kind of highest wisdom, or in a way became the best skilled at their craft, had to at some point be of service to either a god in Game of Thrones or some people. Even when you're at the top, you're still being of service. Well, most of those people at the top are in some way a servant to those below them, or of service to those below them. Right, I want to look at your oracle cards. So you have the goddess of the sun, Yui. I don't know. And then you also have the goddess Isis with the rebirth. The sun is also about being that leader, having people being drawn to you for you just being you. And we also have prepared to be astounded. It says, send them love, wish them peace, see them happy, everyone always forever. And prepared to be astounded. P.S. Oh man, will you ever become a big time manifester? I love when this card comes out whenever I talk about manifestation, because I'm like, yeah, okay, thank you. The synchronicities today are actually insane. So I was very drawn to this. Sun card is a 51 and the rebirth card is a 25. Sometimes I happen to glance at the numbers and I don't know, sometimes things stand out to me. So I was about to say to you guys, the number 5 is standing out to me, and 5 is about change and challenges. So kind of maybe mirroring a bit of what you guys are feeling like you're going through. A lot of changes, because the Tower card is about big changes going on in your life. Feeling like changes that are out of control. And as I was about to say that to you, I flipped over the deck and you have the Hierophant here, which is the number 5. So thank you for that. And you also do have Judgment at the bottom of the deck here as well. I feel like Judgment in a way is coming to terms with, is a rebirth in a way. Because I don't know if it goes death and then judgment or what, but after death there is rebirth. And you see in the Judgment card these people kind of re-arising from their graves, reborn. They haven't got any clothes on. And they're almost now a servant to answering this call of, I think it is the Angel Gabriel, I think. I don't know, I might just be making that up, but which is the messenger, right? I think he's the messenger. It's funny, he also has that red, a bit like the Emperor card as well. And then the Hierophant talking about becoming a leader, a spiritual teacher. So some of you guys might be going through a bit of an ego death right now, and a spiritual journey, to be honest. A really like big spiritual awakening even, which is kind of leading you to this point of being like, I need to be of service again. I need to be of service to kind of a higher power at this point. It could be God, it could be anything. Maybe you're just in this video because you're like trying to see if this is for you. Trying to see if tarot is for you. I mean, like, you know, this kind of spiritual, because there's so many different things you could be, that you could do, you could get into, that could feel like it resonates with you. I personally don't feel like any is right or wrong. Like religions, there's so many different religions, there's so many different spiritual practices. I feel like you literally just should choose the one that just feels most aligned with you and helps you feel the best version of yourself. Like, so long as you're doing that and you're not hurting anyone, then it's fine, right? Literally nothing is worse or better than the other, nothing is good or evil. So that's my perception of it anyway. With the Sun card here, we have, when you shine your light into the world, you attract various people and experiences that match or challenge your commitment to being empowered. Right now, you're receiving information to know which choice to make, which opportunity to take, and which person to trust. The Aboriginal Australian Sun Goddess Yui, who knows, illuminates your path in her rays and brings clarity as she shows you what you need to know. Yeah, you might be feeling like you're seeing a lot of synchronicities, seeing a lot of spiritual messages, and maybe that's even encouraging you to kind of delve deeper into this kind of area of things, or more so a spiritual practice, because that kind of what happened to me. Like, I started seeing angel numbers everywhere. I thought I was going insane, I can't lie. I thought I was going a bit crazy because it was just everywhere, could not escape it. And I feel like this is one of the times for you guys where it's like, when you're going through that spiritual awakening, it's like you can't bury your head in the sand anymore. You can't ignore this. It's screaming at you. It's in your face. And I think that's why we also saw the High Priestess come out here for you guys as well. A bright light also attracts a lot of bugs, so know that you might attract those who see themselves smaller as a result of your empowerment. This is conditioning that needs to be healed in many people in the world. All you can do is be incandescent and joyful, kind and truthful, and the world will begin to reflect the goodness back to you. The goddess is happy to help you shine, which is funny. Here we have send them love, wish them peace, see them happy, everyone, always, forever, and prepare to be astounded. So it's almost like as you go on this journey, those who might disagree with you, think you are crazy, think you are talking like, where did this come from? Why have you become this person? Why are you, I don't know, anything. Some of you guys really might be thinking about joining a religion, especially that's different from the current culture that you're in, or different from those authoritative figures that are around you right now, like your parents. But it's like, you know, don't necessarily give in to their negativity. Don't like take it on, send them, like be like, well, you don't know, and you're gonna go to hell, and you're gonna, you know, if you don't believe what I believe, and all these different things. It's like, no, like, just do your thing. Like I said, like, do the thing that makes you happy, which may be this new spiritual path, and allow them to do their thing and send them love. Like, I learned as well on my kind of journey is that when I started to learn all these things, I was like, wow, I can manifest anything that I want, and I can use cards and receive these messages and all these different things. It's like, guys, yeah, you get excited and you want people to come along with you. You want people to kind of listen to you and hear what you have to say, and you want them to feel the same excitement that you're feeling. But it's not for everyone. This is your journey, this is your path, and it's not for everyone in your life. And those people who are meant to be in your life will gravitate to you as you shine your light, as you become the most authentic version of yourself. I'll read this part. Your alignment task is to fully accept things as they are. Choose to find a way to put the pieces back together. Let die what doesn't serve you and focus on what works. There is so much goodness to come from this situation, even if in this moment you feel trapped. The goddess Isis wants only the best for you. As your fierce ally, she will challenge you when you go off track. So pick up the pieces, tell a new story, and find home again. You will be amazed at how beautifully things come together when you reject the trap created by the stories you tell yourself. You have the key, use it. So option number 2, I am so sorry, but I completely forgot to pull the self-care oracle cards for you guys, so I will do that now. So this is for those who chose the Aragonite. I'm going to pull the self-care oracle cards for you now. My bad. Oh, straight away we have sound healing coming out here. Have be still. And also look to the stars as well. Right, I would go into more detail, but I can't lie, I cannot remember what I really said on your pile because I've just done a whole other reading before I remembered that I didn't do this. So sound healing, there's a lot of different frequencies available on YouTube if you want to listen to them for free. So literally just type in maybe sound healing or frequencies, positive frequencies, meditation frequencies, whatever it is that you feel like you need, then that will be really beneficial for you in possibly also raising that vibration of yours, because you know everything is energetic at the end of the day, so it can really help. Also be still, so take more time to be with yourself in quiet, within your mind as well, and tuning into like your physical body in terms of like being very present in the moment. And it's almost another form of meditation, basically. Just really just thinking about life, just being still, not doing anything. Like, I feel like you had a lot of, okay, I remember something now. So you guys had a lot of wand energy as well. So wand is a very action orientated energy, and maybe you're a very action orientated person and you like to just go all the time. So practicing stillness will be a really valuable skill for you in making maybe better decisions in the future. And then also looking at the stars. So you want to look, maybe you want to look at your natal chart or your birth chart. I do have a video here for kind of like a beginner's guide into astrology. If you have no idea where to start, that's probably a great video to start at. And also looking at transits and perfection years might also be beneficial to you. So that is everything that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. And if you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, hi there. Option number 3, those who chose the blue highlight blue howlite, goodness me. Okay, I've already pulled some oracle cards for you, but we'll take a look at those a little later on. I'm feeling like to go with the Rider-Waite again for you guys. So let's start with some tarot for the message from your inner child. So we're starting off with the Page of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, that came out in reverse. Just Page of Swords reversed. Right, that's too many cards, but I'll take a look. Okay, interesting energy, yeah. And Ace of Pentacles also in reverse. So I'm gonna get clarifiers with the Light Seers Tarot instead. Just had Judgment fall out there. Clarify the Page of Wands for me, please, for the message from that inner child. One thing with this deck, you got too many cards, so I'm gonna take the Empress card. 10 of Pentacles, red, please. Right, you're getting a lot of major arcana coming out. So you've got the Empress, Temperance, and the Star card, and you have the Judgment card. So with this deck, we've only got major arcana come out. So let's see with the Ace of Pentacles, do we have a clean sweep? Have the Ace of Pentacles? No. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Almost there. Kind of been a little bit of a theme recently with these readings, and also maybe because Mercury retrograde is coming soon, so that could be why as well. This feels like a bit of a similar message to maybe option number 1, where there's a lot of concerns about finances, and possibly just work in general. Maybe you're looking for, or you are waiting to receive some kind of financial opportunity, or like a job offer or something like that as well, which hasn't come in yet. You also might be thinking about like balancing your books a bit more, thinking a bit more about what you're spending your money on and that type of thing. You've got Page energy here, so I do feel like you guys are maybe more so new to this kind of, I'm trying to get the energy down, I can't 100% get it down. Whatever it is that maybe you're planning on doing next, or whatever stage you're in right now, it could feel very new to you. It could feel very like uncharted territories. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but it could feel like you don't really know what to do per se. How am I trying to say this? It's like, say if you wanted to make a career change, like there's almost a little bit of a feeling of, oh my god, what is wrong with me? Okay, So let's say you had been a nurse for like ages and then you decided to make a career change to go into being an artist or a creative field, but because you've never done that before, you feel very much like a newbie. Like you feel like, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. Like I don't feel like I'm the king yet in this. I don't feel like I've mastered all I need to know, but I'm kind of just in that learning phase of like learning out these little quirks or learning how to do this, whatever it may be. Could just be like finding a job or something like that, feeling like you are very unsure of how to go about this new chapter. Tell me more about this Page of Wands and Empress energy here, please. Full message from the inner child. So again, we have more pentacles coming up here. Now we have the King of Pentacles, which kind of flicked in and out of reverse, so it feels like it's reversed. You might be thinking about how you can make a kind of stable environment for your children, or thinking about like kind of the legacy that you're going to leave and that type of thing. Really think about your finances in that way. Maybe you're considering the future more so than you have previously in your life. Again, like option number one, your message is a lot more like this is what's happening to you currently, and your inner child's just kind of bringing it to your awareness almost. Tell me about the Page of Swords and the Star card here, please, for the message from our inner child. Where's Page of Swords? So Two of Pentacles reversed. So yeah, a bit like you're not really quite sure how to make these dreams or ideas that you have become a reality. And there's almost a need to juggle your logical mind with the way you feel, your emotions. It's like, again, if I use the example of a nurse and an artist, you know how they say like, oh, you'll never make money as an artist or something like that, that kind of stereotypical saying. It's almost like your logical mind is like, has that idea about it, about your dreams, that it won't be financially fruitful for you. But your inner child, that childlike wonder, that almost naivety is playing a part in like, maybe I can do this. Maybe if I want this enough, if I feel connected to this enough, then I can make this a reality for myself. You just had the Queen of Swords and the Six of Cups come out here. So again, almost maybe reflecting on your childhood, but more so about the things you enjoyed doing as a child. That you might enjoy doing as a career now. That you might enjoy again, you have that Page of Cups, which is quite a creative card, creative energy about it. Some of you guys might even want to be writers. And Two of Wands and the Moon reversed. Emotions and decisions. Just clarifying that for us. Feeling unbalanced emotionally. Feeling like, am I going to be making the right decision here? What's this? High Priestess reversed. So you guys might be coming to this reading just because you're kind of searching for insight into what decision you should make, what opportunities you should take, because you feel unsure. King of Cups again, definitely feeling emotionally unbalanced. There's a lot of emotion tied up in this. And I also feel like you maybe can't hear the messages that are coming to you because there is a lot of emotion here. Sometimes when we're too caught up in ourselves, we also can't hear or can't see the reality of the situation. We can't really know what's the best move to make next. And the direction that we're receiving can feel a bit confusing. Tell me more about the Ten of Pentacles and Temperance here, please. So we have the Five of Wands coming out here. I heard the word limbo. Limbo as in like awaiting. But during this time of kind of what may feel like nothingness, or may feel a bit like being in a limbo, there is still a lot going on mentally. There's still a lot of responsibilities that you have, a lot of things you need to carry. It's not like your load is light at this time. Even though you're going through, maybe I heard transition, but it could be going through a big transition, but also maybe even though you're making these quite important choices, it's like you don't have a light load to carry with you as you make these decisions. So it can feel maybe quite overwhelming for you. Oh, that's a message from my inner child, please. King of Wands. Tell me more about this message from. So we have that Nine of Swords coming up there, which is that kind of anxiety, that lack of sleep, feeling overwhelmed again, your thoughts running rampant. And you have all this kind of king, queen energy coming out in reverse. And like I said, there's a page here. And page is almost that new beginning. That it's very early on in the journey. The King of Wands is very decisive, but it's in reverse here. The Queen of Cups is very in control of their emotions, but it's in reverse here. And the King of Pentacles is very good with his finances, but it's in reverse here. So it's almost like you guys are almost relearning these things. Maybe this time you have to do it a bit differently, or you're realizing that I need to do things differently this time, so that when I reach these king, queen, emperor, empresses phrases, I can be solid in that. I don't have to, like, you know, say if you have a tower moment, which is tarot card, I don't have to restart everything that I've already spent time building just because I built it kind of in a imbalanced or unstable. What's this from my inner child? So your inner child does want you to get this financial security, to feel this financial security, but I feel like it is going to take some time. They want you to think about what you feel has been missing for you, and to do that you might have to go back to the past. You might have to reflect on your youth, your teenage years, your relationship with your parents, things you've been taught. Maybe taught about money, taught about finances, taught about money and finances, sorry, through your childhood, and how that is reflecting how you deal with your money and finances now. Also, you need to connect with your emotions and your feelings about this whole situation and everything that's occurring for you now. So you have the Four of Cups there. Again, more cup energy coming through. Some of you guys could have water placements. So Pisces, Scorpio, or cup again. Pisces, Scorpio, apologies for the focus, guys. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer placement. Do two things for me. Clarify the Four of Cups first of all. Yeah, I'm going to need less cards than that. Clarify the Four of Cups, please. Four of Cups here for the message. So we have the World. Four of Cups. There's that Hangman coming in there. I feel like you guys are trying to consider, think about how you can get everything that you want. Maybe, like I said earlier on, or previously, you kind of went through the motions of thinking like, okay, I just want the basics of things. I want to be, you know, I want to have money. As in, like, I want to have a job that pays for the things that I need, and I'm not really thinking elsewhere. I'm not really thinking more than that. Whereas now it's like, no, I'm thinking about obtaining a legacy. I'm thinking about my children and grandchildren. I'm thinking about creating stability for myself and others. I'm thinking about, like, you're really thinking about the future now. Thinking about building something that is actually going to be long lasting and stable. And in doing so, it's like you're putting yourself in a bit of a timeout, maybe, to look at things. The Hangman is about looking at things from a new perspective, suspending yourself so that you could see things differently, so that you consider things that maybe you didn't consider previously. Oh, let's throw that energy here, please. Howlite. Six of Pentacles reversed. You may be thinking about how you have, or your inner child at least wants you to think about where you may have overgiven yourself to friends or people, and particularly acquaintances as well, people who maybe didn't refill that cup back up, so it left you feeling very poverty-ish. This could be money wise, that you could have given a lot away financially. Maybe you didn't see the snake in the grass, like you didn't see the deception from these people until it was too late. There was a lot of illusions that existed in this time. Maybe you went through quite a party period where you were around a lot of people, a lot of different people, and you were just kind of spending money as if it meant nothing to you in a way. Got the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck here. Again about change. Queen of Swords just came out there. Yeah, I feel like there's a message here from your inner child about cutting away at things or people that don't serve you. Really being quite, not cruel, but quite stern about how you go about this. Really setting those boundaries with others. I'm just seeing this queen and she's ready to chop. She's nope, you come through, not you. You come through, not you. But you also want you to heal. Your inner child wants you to heal your heart. Wants you to heal the past pains, the really hurtful things that maybe people have said to you, hurtful things you've experienced. Because this is also affecting your emotions, affecting your ability then to make clear decisions. Because you haven't put the time in to heal, talking about putting the time and effort in to heal these. And the thing with the Seven of Pentacles is it takes patience, it's waiting, it's putting the effort in to make things grow into something stable, such as the 9 and 10 Pentacles. It's the Seven of Pentacles is planting the seed, and the 8 of Pentacles is then watering that seed so that it will eventually grow. So I'm also hearing the message of starting with the seed. I remember reading this book on Buddhism for a psychology, no sorry, it was a physiology, what's it called again? Philosophy course that I did in uni. And in the book he kept talking about seeds and how seeds are basically the beginning of everything. Everything forms from a seed. So whatever is initially planted, again, seeds are coming from kind of that, those early years, those early narratives that were formed. So whatever, rather than looking at the plant and being oh, okay, this is what I have now, it's no, look back down to that little seed that you planted, or that was planted, and, kind of rectify it from there, start from the beginning. Let's pull your oracle cards. So you guys have Goddess Uzme, I think, with humor. I would be surprised if I didn't see this, but you have Mama Quocha with water here, which is all about those emotions. And we also have Honor Thyself. Oh my god, I forgot to do something. Okay, that's fine, I'll do it in a minute. So this one says, just curious, when was the last time you looked into a mirror and addressed yourself as gorgeous, magnificent, or sublime? It matters. Here's looking at you, gorgeous, the universe. PS hubba hubba counts. Hubba hubba. So yeah, thinking about yourself in the best light, being more loving to yourself and speaking to yourself in a positive manner. Maybe trying positive affirmations, but I forgot to actually do this for option number 2, so I'm gonna have to go back and do that. But I need to pull some what have I just split the deck on? Positive affirmations. Literally, the synchronicities today, Spirit isn't you gotta choke on me. He got my hands on his neck and he's not letting me go. And the number 3 could be important for you as well. You might be seeing that. I want to quickly, so yeah, with this humor card as well, I do see that your inner child wants you to bring more fun into your life, and that's how you would kind of figure out the things that excite you and help you make more effective decisions, because the more fun, the more excitement, the more kind of, and also humor, it tunes into that childlike energy as well, and it feeds it in a positive way. So the more you do that, the more you're kind of, you're not ignoring those kind of like nudges from your inner child, you're kind of feeding it so that it can help you navigate what will actually make you happy and bring you joy. The answer to your question lies in determining what form of water reveals the conditions of your life, and then recognizing the next evolution of your life's potential. If you are in an ebb, you can expect a flow. If things are temporarily frozen, soon they will melt. If it seems that your world is too wet and temporary shelter is needed, you can expect new growth and sunny days again. Mama Quocha reminds you that the waters of your life are perfect as they are now, and just as perfect in the way they will evolve. Ultimate potential is revealed when this goddess comes to visit. So yeah, just a reminder that whatever's occurring in your life right now, it's not permanent. Like, it will flow again, much like water. Again, there was a lot of emotions built in your pile, so just like emotions come and go, ebb and flow, so will this period of time in your life, and you will make the right decisions, and you will come to a period of time where, you know, this whole thing you'll look back at and be like, wow, I've really learned so much through that time. And the more present you stay in it, the more you don't try to run away from it and, you know, look elsewhere and try to suppress everything that's happening, the more you will gain from this period of time as well. So let's get these. Let's pull some self-care messages from your inner child. Child, please. That's no child. Okay, 3 cards, perfect. So number 1, we have make an altar. We have drink tea. And we also have a look to the stars. Right, so first of all, with make an altar, I'm hearing more so like ancestry. So even if you're not someone who wants to necessarily make an altar, but also look at just that message again of looking back. I think I'm out of focus, sorry. Of looking at your ancestry, looking at the past and where you've come from, and what kind of, you know, sometimes we're not just experiencing and healing our own things, but we're also healing and experiencing ancestral things from our parents and their parents and their parents, because they pass that on to us, both energetically and through experiences. So again, when I'm saying reflecting back at that seed that was initially planted, and why whatever has manifested now as your life, why has that manifested as your life? Not to say it's your fault, not to say it's anyone's fault, but it will just help you make those changes now. It may help you, once you kind of know why you do the things you do, or why you navigate, or why you've made those past choices, why you navigate in the way that you do, you can kind of be more in control of your life and not make things from such a subconscious place, but actually recognize that I have this tendency to do that, so maybe I'm not going to do that so much this time. Maybe I'm gonna do it a little bit differently this time. Right, so drink tea here. So you might want to look into specific teas that can kind of help invoke a calming mood within you, especially if your emotions are feeling quite up and down, or you're feeling like you can lack a bit of sleep. Maybe trying chamomile teas or things like that, whatever kind of, or even alignment issues. Maybe you're having stomach pains or something like this, bloating, whatever it may be. But teas are really effective in kind of calming yourself and helping your body as well. And then we also do have here look to the stars. So if you are someone who has knowledge in astrology, or even if you don't have knowledge in astrology, you might want to have a look at your birth chart, sorry, birth chart slash natal chart. I actually have a whole video that I did on how, like, beginner astrology guide. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll leave it up here and you guys can click on that. It'll take you to a new link where you can go watch that video if you have no idea where to start. But maybe looking at your chart, looking at your again, it can also help you see why you do the things that you do, or what is more so innately your innate conditioning in a way, because a birth chart isn't like deterministic. It's not telling you that you do this, that you only operate in this way and you can only operate in this way, because you have free will. So I might have a certain placement and know that maybe I am certainly conditioned to operate in this way, but I have awareness, so I'm going to choose not to do that. And then also looking at the stars, there might be specific transits that are happening, Saturn returns that are making things particularly more stressful, or feeling like there's a lot more responsibility. Also looking at perfection years and stuff like that as well. So there's a lot of different kind of areas of astrology that can help you feel like, okay, this is just, again, reconfirming that water message of like, this is just a period of time for me. It's just a period of life and it will end. There is going to be a end period to this, and astrology can probably actually show you that when that end period will be, just to help you through it at this point in time. So guys, that is everything that I have for you. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If you're new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Hi, option number 4, welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose the green Aventurine, I've already pulled some oracle cards for you, but we'll have a look at those a little bit later. And let's start off with some tarot. We're going to do the Light Seers Tarot to begin with. So, can I get a message from those who chose Green Adventure's inner child, please? The 10 of Wands there. You have the Devil. Have the 2 of Wands reversed. I always wanted to call that 3 of Wands then. And the 3 of Pentacles. I'm going to go straight away and pull clarifiers. So clarify the 10 of Wands for us, please. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, which has been making quite the appearance for these piles. Where's the Devil here, please? So we have the Chariot here. We also did have the 4 of Pentacles fly out there as well. Why is the 2 of Wands here in reverse? You have Judgment here. You also had the Page of Wands come out, but I'm going to just take Judgment. And clarify the 3 of Pentacles, please. Message from that inner child. Yeah, that's too many cards. I'm not taking all of those. Why is the 3 of Pentacles here for Wands? We have Page of Swords reversed. Okay. Okay, a message from your inner child, Aventurine. You guys might be contemplating a decision. Really trying to I'm really trying to decide, but like really contemplating a decision. And it might be something, feeling a bit indecisive about it at this time, but you feel like it's something that, or your inner child at least is showing me and telling you that it's something that you feel, I think you feel, would really change your life in a way with the Judgment here. At least really set you free in a way. This could even be about you maybe moving homes or moving away and creating a new opportunity for yourself even. But it also feels like there's a bit of fear here. One fear I see is the fear of like letting go, possibly. Of letting go or losing something. And also another fear that maybe what you're seeing isn't really real. Like the opportunity before you isn't as maybe fruitful as you are thinking it is. Like that could be a fear of yours as well. Your only child is also wanting you to, looking for you to collaborate more. I'm hearing like work with others maybe you wouldn't usually work with, because you're going to find a lot of insight from this. You're really going to grow a lot of wisdom from this. You might be very like psychic people, receive a lot of messages, maybe you're tarot readers or something like that. Sorry about the focus, guys. It likes to do what it likes to do. But just because I feel very much so like I'm not even really reading the cards, like I'm just trying to hear messages mostly. And I'm also feeling very spaced out, so let's put some more messages. So we just had the 9 of Cups here, reversed. The Hierophant. That's too many. And also the 3 of Swords. I feel very much so in my head like I'm trying to communicate what it is that I'm thinking, but it's like I'm struggling to do so. So again, you guys might receive a lot of messages, a lot of downloads even. And maybe it even takes you a while to make sense of them. I do feel one thing I'm thinking is that you guys might be afraid that you won't achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And that in terms of like maybe so your manifestations, I'm just noticing on this 9 of Cup cards that she's actually below the water. Everything she wants is under the surface. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. It's like you're waiting on a breakthrough, maybe, some of you guys. Especially with the Judgment here as well. There's a little message here about maybe, it's not modesty, but almost accepting the simple things. Finding joy in the little things, it feels like. And it doesn't necessarily feel like it's something like, oh, you need to do more of this, but I think you are coming to a period of time where you can find joy in the little things. Where your happiness comes from so much from within that actually you are appreciating the small things, the seemingly small things. Right, do you know what I'm going to do? Apologies for having before, but I'm going to take your oracle cards. I know it's a bit early, but bear with me. What I'm going to do is take your oracle cards and look at those, see if they can kind of direct us on the right track a little bit more, and then go back to the tarot. So let's have a look at these two anyway. Okay, so we have the Great Goddess with Sacred Unity here, which that unity again, there is a message here about almost relationships, love, romance or something like that, but it's not a very romantic on the forefront, it's not very romantic. It's like this almost undertone of romance, or at least healing relationship wounds. And then you also do have Benzai Jin with beauty. I always get very intrigued at how this card, the beauty card, is always very, in my opinion, it's very differently illustrated than all the other cards in the Goddess Tarot deck. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell from this far away, but the beauty card is almost very like artistically drawn and quite pixelated in a way. It's almost like it was drawn, whereas this is more so like there was a photo of someone and then it was drawn over, if that makes sense. You are most lovely when you are being yourself. This goddess reminds you that knowing, accepting and honouring yourself as a spiritual being in a physical body requires self-care. Now is the time to support yourself by surrounding yourself with beauty and choosing to see its power in every aspect of your life. If you can commit to doing that, you will be amazed at how much more beauty arises to greet you. Open your eyes to the wonder everywhere, even in the most unexpected places. Beauty waits to be discovered. Consider this before you turn away from a person, place or thing. Beauty is everywhere. It's your time to find it. And the goddess Benzi 10. Oh, it's a 10. 10 will help you. That kind of reflects a little bit of the Three of Pentacles message, where your inner child is kind of asking you to surround yourself with possibly people that you wouldn't usually surround yourself with, people with different personality types maybe, or careers, or just that are different to you, to open yourself up. And with it talking about beauty here, it doesn't have to be like physical beauty necessarily, but just like seeing, and again with the Nine of Cup energy, which was seeing the joy or seeing the positives, goodness me, sorry about the noise, seeing the positives in the little things. It doesn't have to outrightly be like you meet someone and you're like, oh yeah, we do the same thing, we could really help each other out. But it could be like this person is in a completely different, comes from a completely different environment, different experience from you, and that could really help you out. And by seeing the beauty in that, seeing the positives in those, the things that you wouldn't usually look at them from, is the message that your inner child is kind of sending you right now. And when I'm now looking at this Ten of Wands card with the Ace of Pentacles, it's almost like within the challenges, within maybe endings even, in where you don't expect them to be, is actually opportunities lie. Is where the opportunities lie, in least unexpected places. I think I said that here. Open your eyes to the wonder everywhere, even in the most unexpected places. Beauty waits to be discovered. And the more things you view of a positive mindset and of beauty or whatever, the more that will, you know, be gravitating towards you, because one, you're vibrating on the level that kind of can validate it as such, and also you're noticing it more, so of course you're going to observe more coming towards you. I hope that makes sense. It's time to leave the right, wrong, good, bad, zero-sum game world behind. Enter the space where you can find the sacred ground of sharing without guile. Work from the desire that everyone benefits. Look at others as if they are also a reflection of yourself. Take a humble yet grounded approach to your life right now. Be accountable for the energy you put out into the world, and be aware of how you influence your surroundings. The Great Goddess reminds you that you may see yourself as different than others, but you are all one in her presence. Treat others as you would be treated and miracles abound. This is truly an auspicious time in your life to grow and expand. Okay, yeah, definitely needed to hear those messages or read those messages, particularly to you guys and also for myself. That's where that kind of relationship or relational messages or undertones were coming for you guys from your inner child, is because it wants you to learn through your relationships with others, but also others that you wouldn't usually maybe associate yourself with. Being more open to those connections now, because there's a lot for you to learn within them with the Page of Swords reversed. There's a lot of wisdom to be gained. And with the Devil there, it's a bit like talking about your own desires. How can you open up and look at things from a mutually or multiply mutually beneficial point of view? Messages for your inner child, those who chose Green Aventurine. Messages for your inner child. We've got 2 sevens here, 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles reverse. Both of them are reversed. Okay, as you can see, the cards are not coming out. So I feel like they kind of like are like. They kind of like are like. So it's like you've basically said what you needed to say in that way. So let me just see if I can get anything from these 2 cards. It's also a message about thinking about what is aligning with your soul and not your ego. Like, really consider and actually ask yourself the words out loud, like, does this align with my soul? And if so, let me just ignore the outer circumstances of maybe this person or this opportunity and look a bit deeper of how we can both grow in this situation. If you're being drawn to someone or something, it's probably a reason for that. The sevens is also about spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. The sevens like to surround themselves with, it kind of reminds me of a little Sagittarian energy of like it wants to surround itself with people from different backgrounds and environments in order to grow its wisdom, in order to know more, in order to expand and grow, which is very, again, Sagittarius and Jupiterian as well. 7 of Pentacles here is just kind of making me think of like, consider all the little nuggets of wisdom, of things that will help this plant grow. I mean, in this image, there's like 7 things down here. There's 7 seeds, but only 1 plant is growing, or 1 tree is growing even. So it's like, imagine you are the tree that is growing here, and how all these different components, all these nutrients, all these situations, people, experiences are going to help you grow into one really strong and sturdy tree or person. So we have enjoy your extraordinary uniqueness here. Do you know what you've created? No. Besides an intergalactically known saunter named after you. Inspiration in the eyes that have watched you. Hope in the minds that have admired you. And love in the hearts that have known you. And you might ease up on your sachet before someone gets hurt. Not bad, kiddo. Not bad at all. So I feel like as well, as much as you have to gain from other people and their uniqueness, they also have to gain from you. And again, like I said, it's mutually beneficial. And you have a uniqueness that inspires people, that provides them with hope and love. And it's important for you to share that. And I always feel like this last message here when it says but you might want to ease up on your sachet before someone gets hurt. It's almost like, yes, you are really great. You have all this amazingness about you. But also, it's important for you not to put yourself above others just because maybe if they don't see the same things if they don't see things in the same way that you do, or maybe they don't have something that you do. Not saying that you're shallow in the way of like maybe monetary wise, but say if you had a better education than some people even, and it's important not to kind of let that go again to your ego and focusing on your soul's growth, because Your soul can go to all the universities in the world, but it still might not know as much or have gained as much as that person who went and worked in behind a till for 15 years or whatever, and all those times you went to those universities. Like, you still have something to gain from that person's life experience. So let me get some self-care messages for you guys before we go. So for those who chose green, Aventurine, please. What does energy? So you guys got quite a few, but because I kind of wasn't great at the beginning of the reading, oh my god, this is the third time this has come out. So sound healing again. Sound healing. We also have here sex. If you're 18 plus only. We have here dance. And we have connect to your ancestors. Yeah, so I feel like dance here is about dance, sex and sound healing in a way. It's actually about you kind of liberating yourself a little bit more, taking off like this devil energy here, taking off these chains, taking off these limitations that maybe you've set on yourself of, well, I only associate with this type of person, I don't really associate with, like, watch the kind of words that you say, even if you say them as kind of a joke, because I'm thinking like all these kind of things are coming to me of like on Twitter and stuff like that, where we're very adamant of like, oh, that could never be me, or adamant, like, trust me, I've said it as a joke many times, but it definitely could be me, like it definitely could be you. And it's like, try not to almost elevate yourself so much that you're actually downplaying or downgrading other people in a way, even if you don't mean to do so, because spirit is gonna humble you. Humble. They love a humble soul, so they're gonna humble you. So yeah, dancing, sex, liberation. Like, you don't actually have to have a partner to do sex, you could do it to yourself, girl, pleasure yourself. But yeah, I feel like it's just sex in the terms of like liberating yourself, of taking off these chains, these words, these labels, sorry, not words, taking off these labels that you've set on yourself or other people have set on you as well. And then sound healing, as I've said in the other piles, it's come out in like 3 times now, but there's a lot of sound healing messages, I mean sound frequencies on YouTube that you could go listen to if you'd like. Actually, I might link some down below. I didn't say this in the other piles, but I might see if I can find some that will relate specifically to your kind of the energy that I'm feeling for you guys, and I will link them down below if I do. And then we also do have connect with your ancestors as well. I'm intrigued why this one's here actually. I'd like to know a bit more about that. Clarify this connect with your ancestors card for Amethyst. Why would this be beneficial for them? The Fool card and Page of Pentacles. Again, it's kind of reminding me of taking risks. And there's actually a way for you guys, well, it's possible for you to take on particular types of energy, particular types of guides or spiritual energy, because a lot of the time, like, our ancestors and guides will kind of, we'll get specific ones surrounding us at specific times in order to invoke more of an energy that we need. For example, if you need more fun, liberation, then you might want to connect or ask your ancestors to bring forward people who have kind of embodied that in their lifetime, or guides who have embodied that, who embody that in general, so that you can kind of tap into that energy a bit more and help you release a bit more control, help you take on more opportunities that will gravely benefit you. So guys, that is everything that I have for you for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If you're new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Let your edge out. T-shirt, ice, both, you'll be heavy on my mind. Give you